Welcome. I'm Joanna Barsh. I'm here to show you centered leadership in all 5 dimensions. In 2007, a McKinsey team and myself set out to pull together all of the interviews that I'd been doing and shaped this map, if you would, of capabilities that I called centered leadership. Today, we'll take a closer look at connecting, one of my favorites. It starts with trust. How do you build a trust-based relationship? Towards what purpose? Towards having a strategic network and building a community to help you achieve what you really want to create. And finally, let me add in sponsorship. Those powerful and senior people who can help grow us at an accelerated rate. So today we're going to talk about connecting, another of my favorites, because it starts with trust, building the kind of trust that allows us to have a true connection. So there are 4 elements to trust. The first one's reliability. Does the person deliver? Can they be trusted to deliver? The second one is what we call congruence, very important. Does this person do and say what they believe? Or are they in fact doing and saying something else? The third piece is judgmental versus accepting. People we trust accept us for who we are, and they do not judge us in that moment. The fourth element is openness. Are they direct? Are they honest? Do they share their intentions, what they're thinking and feeling, so we know where they're coming from? If you put all 4 together, the person you truly don't trust probably lacks all 4. If you think about now somebody with whom you'd like to establish greater trust, and I'm going to give you a moment to think about that person and what you could do to inspire them to trust you more, which may be the opposite of what we normally think. Think about reliability now. If you had to score yourself, are you a 1, low reliability, or 7, really high reliability at work, at home, and to yourself? Do people find themselves more reliable at work or at home, typically?
I'd say
Work. We let go. The people we truly love, we let it slip.
Yeah.
Think about now congruence. Same thing. Low or high, at work, at home, and to ourselves. What's coming up?
I think when I say things and promise to do things that'll affect other people, I'm more likely to go through with it and show more congruence.
You know, interestingly, we all like to think of ourselves as congruent, although it's the first thing, that comes out when you think about somebody you don't trust. And in fact, we each let it slip. And the reason we do is because we have competing values. And when you are congruent with one value, you could be slipping with a second value. Now think about acceptance. This is a tough one. Imagine 1 to 7 again, at work, at home, and for yourself.
I find it's easier to be accepting of others at work and at home than it is to be of myself.
Yeah. Self-acceptance, experts say, is the cruelest form of abuse, not being able to accept ourselves. We set really, really high bar for everybody because the bar for ourselves is even higher. And we never make it, do we? It's interesting. But now let's go on to openness. Here's another sort of zinger for you. How open are you at work, at home, and to yourself?
It's much easier to be open at work because it's normally not a personal issue.
Yeah. The single biggest reason men and women aren't open, even at work, is because they don't want to hurt the other person. And in fact, it's even more hurtful in a funny way not to tell somebody because their imagination goes wild. And they are now spiraling down because we didn't tell them whatever we had, that their performance needs to be fixed in this way. Think about that. So if you think about all 4, we can't be great at all 4 things at the same time, but we can think about when we want to inspire greater trust, what does this person value? What can I do to cause this person to trust me more? So imagine in your company, in your startup, or at school in your study group, that you want to get the power of the community on your side. It's important first to share where you're going, to share a vision. We can all share a vision as long as we have a very strong sense of personal meaning in that. And when we share that, we rise up together to make it happen. Monique Leroux is one of the amazing women CEOs that we've interviewed. She's the CEO of Desjardins Bank in Canada. And she taught me the difference between network and community. Think of a network as just a bunch of people you actually know. And you can activate the network by calling each one, being in constant or regular touch. And you can get a lot out of that network, especially if you think strategically. In other words, what is it you truly want to make happen or achieve, and who can help you do that? Once you connect that network to a shared goal, to a shared culture, you can create community. So much more powerful. Because in community, everybody is pulling in the same direction. So it's less about telling everybody what to do and more about finding the source of meaning for each of us that makes us want to be part of this group. I want to tell you a story about sponsorship that may not sound like sponsorship. Come back with me to Israel when my daughter Julietta turned 14. She wanted to go skydiving. That's the minimum age. In Israel, in the US, it's 18. So Julietta gets the costume on, colorful, orange, yellow, green, all the cool colors. She and all the other skydivers walk in single file to a plane. And I notice this plane has a giant black hole. They get into the hole, they disappear. The plane goes up to 12,000 feet. I'm on the ground going, where is my baby now? At 12,000 feet, something happens. Imagine yourself in this plane. Suddenly, it's your turn to jump out. It would be really natural to do this. This is you saying, I have changed my mind. I must have been out of my mind to say I wanted to jump out of a plane. Indeed, there's a role for somebody on the plane. Do you know what it is? To push you out. That is a sponsor. And that person knows that you wanted to do it, knows that you're scared, sees the opportunity, and pushes you through the door to it. But that person also jumps out of the plane, is on the ground, so that when you get down, even if you make a mistake, that person picks you up, dusts you off, helps you get learning out of it. And if you've done a good job, which you probably have, that person tells everybody what a great job you've done. So many of us need a little push. And that's why I talk about a sponsor as somebody who not only creates opportunity, but actually helps you get it. So how do you ever get a sponsor? It happens a little by little. When you have an issue to work on, approaching that person to get advice. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? When something great happens that you've done, sending that person a little email saying, just know you'd love to hear about this. No matter what your age, something in your life is of use to that person. And you gotta deliver, you gotta perform, and then you absolutely deserve a sponsor. So you have more power than you think you have. And my hope is that we think about it more creatively, more expansively, to people who can truly help create opportunity and push us through the door to it. Every relationship we make is based upon trust. So if you're thinking about a new relationship, start with yourself. Start with acceptance and openness, reliability and congruence. We all deserve to have sponsors. There aren't enough senior executives to go around, but that shouldn't be in our way. Find anyone who can open up opportunity for your growth, push you through the door to it. They're all around you. They may already be in your network.